Now, let's say you never want to worry about the temperature in the tank again, theoretically. We're gonna go over here and look at our How's it going, everyone? It's Landon from Tye-Dyed Iguana, and today we are talking about temperature. It is becoming the warmer half of the year, so your inside temps might be a bit hotter. That also correlates to your animals. So if you take your temp gun or your thermometer and you read the basking spot of your animal, it might be a bit higher than usual. There are a few things you can do to help deal with that, and I'm gonna go over those today. The first thing is a lamp stand. The lamp stand has a lot of really good capabilities. If you come into our store, you'll see we have one on pretty much every tank. It does a number of things, but today we're only gonna talk about the movement of this. So our lamp stands, they have a few different ways to move, but a big thing is the ability to go up and down. So obviously, if you take the bulb and you move it further away from the tank, it's gonna get cooler. If you bring it closer, it's gonna get warmer. So if you notice your tank is too hot, you could simply just take this, raise it up a little bit, lock it down. Sorry, I'm doing this in the air. It's easier to do when you're on a table, I promise. And then you can hang it there. So an example is on this guy right here. We have it that's probably about 3.5 inches from the enclosure. This allows Bam Bam to get proper temperature. Let's say you do not have a lamp stand and for some reason you cannot get one. Another great option is downgrading the wattage of your heat bulb. Now that is only a temporary fix, as when it does get cooler in 5 or so months, you will have to go back up to that higher wattage. So if you're looking for a permanent fix, the stand is a good option, but if you just need a quick temporary fix, you can always lower the wattage of the bulb. Just make sure they're still in their proper basking temperature. Now, let's say you never want to worry about the temperature in the tank again, theoretically. We're gonna go over here and look at our Reptile digital thermostat and the infrared heat projector. Now, these products have to correlate together. The reason for that is your infrared heat projector does an incredible job at keeping the tank warm, but it doesn't really have any form of regulation. When you have a wattage bulb, it does stop. You know, it has like its heat max, where like a 25 watt bulb isn't gonna be able to heat a giant tank. Well, these guys just kind of continue to heat. They have a bunch of other cool things, such as they don't produce light, they help digestion, a lot of things, but the main thing we're talking about is temperature. So whenever you put one of these guys into your classic dome and you plug the dome into this thermostat right here, as you can see on the box, there is a probe. This probe is gonna be your thermometer. You're gonna put that probe inside the enclosure directly under this heat projector, and you can set the temp to what you need it to be. So let's say we're dealing with a bearded dragon. A bearded dragon, you're wanting between a 90 to 95 degrees basking spot. So we're gonna put this in our dome, plug the dome into that, put our probe right under the projector inside the tank, and you're gonna set that to 95 degrees. And it's kind of like a set it and forget it kind of thing. And in theory, it does all of its work for you. Obviously, you wanna make sure it's doing its proper thing, which it does. And then every so often you will want to change out the heat projector, just because, you know, it is on 24/7 basically, compared to your other bulbs that are only on 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So this is a great way to make heating easy. Now you can obviously pair the stand with this as well, because the stand does add other great things which could be done in which we could talk about in another video. Now, talking about this again, this thermostat cannot work with regular heat bulbs. So this thermostat will not work on a regular basking bulb or a solar glow, because they're already self-regulated. With this guy right here, it needs to be controlled, and this can do that. So this only works on your heat projectors or like your ceramic heat emitters. Those are your main two things. Now, what this guy does right here is not only does it not produce light, which is awesome for a lot of animals that you might want heat 24/7, but they can't, you know, have that light all the time. This won't produce that light. It might emit like a red aura, but it's very small. They won't even see it. So to recap, this thermostat controls how hot this will get. Now, there are different wattages of infrared heat emitters. Obviously, a lower wattage will be for a lower tank, but just to keep everything safe, get a thermostat. Kind of treat it as like a snake heating mat. If you've ever used those before, they can burn your snake, and usually, sometimes people will use them with the thermostats. So if you are temping your reptile's enclosure and you see it's a little warmer than usual, you have a few options: a lamp stand, lower the wattage, or upgrade to the heat projector and thermostat. All of those will help your animals thrive a lot better in these warmer months. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys later.